Mogagiri.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We're back at it, man. Another one. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, like you always say, we're back in there.
Hey, man.
We're
We're in there.
wonderful.
We're in there, bro. We are in there all the way. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Yas Daily Show. We try to bring you the juicy stuff on crypto adoption. And when we're not doing that, we are sharing some motivation and inspiration through shared knowledge and success. We talk to people who are out there grinding, getting after it, or have attained a certain level of success and sharing their knowledge so that we can all be better for it. Sounds like a good deal to me, wouldn't you say?
What better way to leave?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Speaking of better ways to live, okay, you can live nicely with some free Cardano. Okay, we are giving away $500 worth of Cardano once we get to 5,000 subscribers.
$500.
$500. Two winners, $250 each. All you have to do to be entered is to subscribe, share the videos, and like. And once we get there, two random winners.
Hey, I just keep saying, man, Cardano's leaving you behind.
Dude, I woke up this morning. Actually, this from the screenshot. When you sent the screenshot yesterday,
Yeah.
I looked at it and I was like, "Oh my god, is that Cardano?" And then I woke up this morning again, and it's still up there.
I'm like, I'm rich, bitch.
Oh, so that is funny, man. Well, speaking of rich, the market is looking very rich this morning.
Very, very rich. Everything looking good. It's quite interesting. I would say about 90% of all the coins are doing excellent.
Right.
That said, Ethereum is still holding its dominance. The gas fees have gone down by about 5. So it's about 34 GUIs right now. The market capitalization of cryptocurrencies is up 3.6%, about $1.9 trillion. We're getting back to that $3 trillion range. Let's go straight to the coins right now. Bitcoin up 19.9% in the last 7 days. In the last hour, it's just leveling up. In the last 24 hours, it's up 1%. It's doing what the stock market does. A lot much better though.
Hey, I'm looking forward to talking about some Bitcoin today. That's a lot of the show today. So, yes.
Oh yeah, and then Ethereum is right behind, if not ahead, kicking butt. Currently at $3,000. I have a limit buy at 2,890. I don't know why. I just feel like there's a chance it might come back down. Take me before you go up to the moon.
Hey,
That's
man,
quite
just
interesting.
leave the limit order there. Let it hang out, I guess.
Yeah. And Cardano is just showing wonders, man. I don't know why we just want to give. We just want to give back, and y'all need to jump on the train really quickly. We're not financial advisors, but Cardano is kicking butt at $1.77, which is quite affordable for a lot of people, and it's up 29.9% in the last 7 days. Dogecoin, a lot of folks love Dogecoin. Dogecoin is kicking it too. It's back. It's woken up from the dead, and it's up 36.6%. I have some Doge. Not really. I'm waiting for my boy Elon to do something about it, but yeah,
Hey.
I don't have that many Doge.
Hey, keep waiting on Elon, man.
Polkadot, Uniswap, all those guys are doing wonderful.
I will
and
say
look-
this before we move on. Before we check on Shiba Inu, Polkadot is hanging out at the 200-day moving average. It just crossed it, and not financial advice, but I will say, when things cross the 200-day moving average, as you know,
to the upside, right?
hey, it's never a bad time to be getting into it. I would say
Yes,
that.
sir.
So, Shiba Inu,
That Cat and that Cybertruck, man.
hey man,
Oh,
it's looking promising. 26% up in the past 7 days.
look at that.
Yeah,
I
okay.
actually need to start adding more money to it, because I need to buy my dad a Lambo.
Hey,
Actually,
I like how you just said that so casually, man. I need to buy my dad a Lambo, so I didn't have to buy my
Axie Infinity. That's a gaming chain. That's it's a gaming platform. That thing
Absolutely.
has been killing it. Ben mentioned it when it was at I think $18.
Yeah.
That thing is blowing up, man.
Currently at $68, 80% up in the past 7 days.
I always kick my butt anytime I don't listen to Ben.
Dude, man.
I should have bought some.
Talk about lost opportunities, man. It's okay. There's many more to come. Well, once again, we're going to jump into scribble analysis here. We're flipping it, doing scribble analysis first before the news. Bitcoin currently trading at 45,000 $916. That changes so fast. Um, it seems that there is a very strong point of resistance here around that $46,216. Okay, Kenny.
Yes, yes. We have to just go back to the past, to the history books to figure
Yeah,
out why are we
absolutely.
stalling here, right? So we're looking back at the chart and we just see this constant trend of where the price has been a major stoppage, like major alt, in the past. So we'll go back to February of this year.
Yeah, but February
Oh wow,
27th and
27.
between February, I'll say between February 10th and February 27th, this price point has been sort of like a support and resistance
Yes, area.
area before.
Yep. Yeah, so
Absolutely.
I think that explains what's going on. But if it's able to overcome this resistant, psychological resistant level, we should be able to hit 50K. A lot of people
Absolutely.
will say we can be at 50K before the end of the week, by next week. But the one interesting thing though that a lot of folks don't know about, or folks that listen to the B World Conference should know, is that Bitcoin is expecting a major upgrade.
Absolutely.
So in the near future, Bitcoin will be able to do everything the Ethereum is doing and even more.
Well, absolutely.
Um,
And we're gonna get into a bit of that once we get to the news,
yeah,
because there's a couple catalysts for Bitcoin in the near future,
yeah,
even though some of it appear as not so great news right now. But I
yep,
think that this is going to actually be advantageous for Bitcoin, right?
yep.
So rolling into Ethereum here, currently trading at $3,217 or $18. Um, Obviously, we moved up past this resistance point at three. I feel like $3,000 was like a major psychological level, and once we're above it, obviously, as you can see, it served as a really decent support, and there's that resistance there just above 3,100, which seems to be breaking through it right now. I
Yeah,
think from here, maybe we'll see a little bit of it's going to slowly move through this 3,000 to 3,200 price level, I feel like. And then above that, well, maybe it's about 3,500. Then
yeah,
once we
yeah.
clear
So
that, we'll be making that run. Go ahead.
yeah. And it's not even a matter of feeling because if you look back at I think May, if
Right.
you look at those hidden resistance right there in May, if you look back to the history, we have those two major points right there,
Of
and that
course.
is why it's stalling right there. I mean,
Yeah, it was a
that's
previous support and resistance
so
level. Yeah,
exactly.
or at least
So
it's consolidation area.
consolidation area.
Yeah,
So it's a psychological impact. If it breaks this area, forget it, man. It's up to 44. Like all the resistance levels are not even major. So yeah,
definitely.
and the volume is up. The RSI is starting to look overbought though. It's back up again. But the MACDs and the TTF scores are still looking good. So we might have some challenge with the RSI. Some people might want to just hold, but yeah, and just yeah,
Well, here's the thing. I give a little bit more leniency on the RSI when it comes to crypto. It's I let's say plus minus 5 compared to the traditional markets, because it's just one of those things. Cardano. Uh, those are some very bullish candles there, sir. Currently trading at $1.76. Yesterday, we spoke about the rising wedge. Um, Essentially, if the candles are rising and they break through this triangle, which we have here now, that will be that resistance point and this trend line, which we have moving up and to the right. As we saw, it closed above that resistance point yesterday after a major move, and now the next candle up opened above that and moving up. How do you think this is gonna go?
this is classic patterns. Like if you ever studied patterns, this is just the classic implementation. You see it in the book. You're like, okay, well, when it crosses this line, crosses this spiral line, and then boom, it goes up, and boom,
Right.
it goes up. So this is superb. It's definitely going for $1.85 at this point.
Absolutely. I think that declared the next resistance point there. I think once we break through that, I don't think that the next resistance line, which we have here, $2.03, I don't think that's going to be a major
No,
uh,
not at all. It's just
holdback.
resistant. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be a major resistance for it. And once we break through that, then it'll be interesting to see what happens. Do we go above 230? Because if we go above 230, then we're just in uncharted waters. It could go to the moon if it wants to.
Well, Take me to the moon with you, man. Don't leave
Hey,
me
man.
behind.
Listen, we are going to be in the moon. Now, before we move on, worthy mention here, polka dot. The red line, which we see here, is the 200-day moving average. Let's look at things historically. When you're above the 200-day moving average, you tend to be in an uptrend, extreme uptrend. Below the 200-day moving average, you will notice that things tend to be moving. Well, they're falling. It got to the 200-day moving average because it was falling. And if it falls below the 200-day moving average, then there is really no buyers in there to hold that price. So it's really falling. And you can compare this as well with the traditional market. So now we are just crossing back over that 200-day moving average.
Yep.
And as long as it stays above that 200-day moving average, if you entered here, I would say you would be making gains for a long time.
We were lucky to have bought a couple, not lucky, it's a
Yeah,
bought a couple during the days below the 200 and the 50.
we researched and intentionally bought.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. Looking good. Not financial advice,
Hey.
but that is a good entry point right there.
Yep.
On to the news. The U.S. Senate sends infrastructure bill to the House. This one is a controversial one, man. People are feeling some type of way about it. The bill contains a broad definition of broker for crypto tax reporting requirements that lawmakers and industry advocates sought to change over the past week. The U.S. Senate passed its bipartisan infrastructure bill to the House of Representatives on Tuesday with a 69-30 vote. The bill, which dedicates $1 trillion to infrastructure improvements over the next 10 years, including roughly $550 billion in new spending, drew controversy to the crypto community due to a pay-for that anticipates raising $28 billion from a broadened crypto tax provision. What's going on here, man?
Oh, so we need to pay for it. Oh, I got an idea. We can pay for it with crypto.
Yeah, we can
Really,
rob
guys?
the people. You can pay for it with crypto. We can rob the people of their crypto to pay for it.
Jesus, governments.
Look,
Well, I have to say though, the U.S. government has been good to me. But that said, taxes is not the solution for everything. Golly, are you going
Absolutely.
to tax an innovation that is supposed to get you out of the mess that you're in right now? It's like backward thinking, literally backward thinking.
definitely. And that, well, the thing too, the other side of it is, these people are not incentivized to make decisions that is really benefiting everyone else, right? Because with lobbying, where you're able to pay for representation essentially in the government, you have senators that will not necessarily be acting in the best interest of the people.
Yeah, of course, because they're being lobbied by a certain group of people to attain what they want to attain. So yeah, let's tax the rich. The rich create jobs. The rich create innovation. They might be super rich. Some of them need to pay the right amount of taxes. But then, that's a new innovation. There's a new technology. Oh, let's tax it. Same thing with marijuana. You gotta tax it before it becomes for real. Same thing with alcohol. You got to get taxed before you can drink. So I guess crypto is getting its own challenge right now as well. Unfortunately, that's the way governments work, and that was why cryptocurrencies was created in the first place, to overcome that centralized control of everything that you do. So how do you get out of this? I don't know.
Well, so here's the thing. I think that one of the biggest issues that this bill has is the fact that the tax structure here, they're trying to tax minors, and they're trying to tax essentially they're trying to tax everyone, right?
Are they gonna tax you and I for talking about crypto as well? Probably, based on their definition.
They probably will. I mean it's well, here's the thing. When they have these terms in there that are just so broad, and some of the things that they're asking for, right, are things that you cannot even have access to. So miners cannot report certain things. If you're mining, you don't necessarily get a 1099 for that.
You're actually spending
You see
to
what
be
I
able
mean?
to mine. So how are you gonna get a 1099 on what computers are doing? Again, you cannot tax a computer chip that is just running, trying to resolve crazy algorithms all day. How do you tax that? I don't
Exactly.
know.
So there are some
But I
things
spent
that
a lot of money on energy and infrastructure to build it. Are you gonna tax me for trying to create jobs and create institutions that help the country in the long term?
well,
Doesn't
true.
make sense.
Well, so here's the thing. It's clear that there are some things that needs to be that needs to be more defined, that needs to be refined in the bill. However, that is not being done. Well, we do have a few senators who are trying to hold it back, trying to make some amendments to correct things, but that is not what is the favorable path here. Right? That's not what they're leaning towards. My question is, why are they rushing to do this? This is new innovation, right? Obviously, they're stifling the innovation.
Because they want to pass the bill and they want a reason to show people that it can be paid for.
A moment, a quick moment to rob the people. But we don't think that this is going to affect Bitcoin for too long. Because here's the thing. There is something called the Streisand effect, right? Bitcoin and the Streisand effect. For those who are not familiar, the Streisand effect is a phenomenon where when you try to hide something, right, and you're telling people that you're hiding this thing, you only make them more curious, which makes them want to do whatever it is you don't want them to do even more, right? We see this in Nigeria, like in the article that we spoke about yesterday. Most countries where their governments have been trying to restrict the use of crypto have actually seen an increase in the use of crypto, because when they try restricting it, this is when people actually go learn more about it. And in turn, crypto actually comes to its true use, right? And this is why I said yesterday that crypto does not need leadership per se. And when I say it does not need leadership, I just mean that it does not need governments to make decisions for it, because everyone can participate on the blockchain, right? So I think that these things, like the bill that is being passed right now, or the bill that we're speaking of here, the infrastructure bill, it's only going to cause people to want to learn more about Bitcoin, and that will cause them to realize how important it is, right, to be participating in Bitcoin. What are your thoughts?
You said it all, man.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. So that is what the Streisand effect is, and this actually is the reason why I'm not so worried about this, because at the end of the day, this is just testing Bitcoin, right? Because if we're saying that Bitcoin is this great asset, it should pass all the tests that could come at it.
You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is early days, and when it beats all of these tests, it's just gonna be that more of a strong argument that it cannot be beaten.
I think this picture's right. It actually reflects it. You have to plant something.
The
right,
farmer. I was just gonna say, Mr. Farmer. Yes, this is an accurate representation. Plant
You literally
those
have
seeds.
to exactly, but you literally have to overcome all those environmental factors, the rocks, the animals coming to eat at you and all that craziness.
Exactly.
But then when that tree grows, man,
Hey, it's gonna be massive. 100k Bitcoin by the end of the year. Here is why it can happen. Okay, Kenny, do you think you're gonna see 100k in Bitcoin?
I'll just make it simple.
Right.
So by November of this year, just like Cardano have something coming end of August and
Yeah.
all through the rest of the year, Cardano needs to be on time with its cages because it has major competition with Ethereum, with the recent ad fork update, and of course Bitcoin, which is going to start doing a lot of the same functionalities of what Ethereum does, which is now coming in November. That's a major update coming to Bitcoin in November, and if those updates get implemented, as you can see, Cardano is moving up based on the upcoming updates. Imagine what's going to happen to Bitcoin. So I could see it being, if not at exactly 100k, very close to 100k.
I think it's gonna blow past 100k. You know.
I need to buy more then.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and here's one of the big catalysts, like Kenny was kind of mentioning there. The taproot will make Bitcoin go parabolic. The taproot is the name of the update, right? Same as we had the the EIP 1559 for Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an update that will essentially make Bitcoin even more functional, right? So it's not just going to be this store of value. They're going to be bringing functionalities to Bitcoin, somewhat like smart contracts. And I think that if Bitcoin can have that extra dimension of functionality, it makes everything, I mean, it changes the whole game, because now you really use Bitcoin for a bunch of different things, especially if you have smart contracts on there. So that is something that we believe is, I think it makes sense that it would definitely boost the price of Bitcoin itself, which also counters this infrastructure bill situation, because there are concerns, right? The Bitcoin is going to pull back because of the bill. I don't think that that's a reasonable thing to be worried about. It's going to delay some of the benefits that we're going to get from Bitcoin, but I think that ultimately, I don't know, you can't stop greatness.
This is where I think that the incoming whales and hedge funds into the industry might actually not help the so-called retail investors in cryptocurrency, because now they have something to lose, right? So the usual lobbying the government for, okay, I want to make money. If this is coming after their profits, of course, it's not going anywhere.
This is true. Absolutely. So, hey, look, I mean, the amount of money that we see major institutions investing in this, it makes it difficult to see this just disappearing all of a sudden. And this is technology. I think if there's one thing that we all agree on, it's the fact that technology is the future, not oil and gas.
And that's what the masses and the folks in Congress are not understanding, is that this is not just some made-up crypto asset. It's a technology that actually works, makes things faster. It's not all that very secure yet. There's still a lot of challenges about secure, because what got hacked yesterday with over $600 million.
I think it was Polygon got hacked.
Polygon got hacked on the Ethereum network, on the it's crazy, man.
Binance. It's just on its own blockchain. Polygon is
on its own blockchain.
Polygon is its own thing.
Yeah, I have some Polygon on but I'm really glad that mine wasn't messed with.
Absolutely. That said, I think security is really important, which is one thing that this Taproot update brings as well to Bitcoin.
But you know what's so funny though? Everybody knows what address it went to.
This is true.
We just don't know who owns that address.
You don't know who owns the address. This is true.
So if the FBI knows that, which is now where we'll start talking about, okay, it's in a decentralized location.
Right.
The FDIC cannot protect. You cannot use the FBI to go and attack, or CIA to go and get the coin back. So we need regulations in the decentralized environment so that you can go fight to get your money back. You can make all these arguments, but we know what the address is. Do we need the federal government to go fight it back, or you can just go hire your own hackers and go get it back? This is all bunch of wild west going on right now.
Yeah, these are things that I'd agree. These are things that we will need to still clarify. Obviously, it's all new technology, so it's just with anything that is new, there are downsides. There is nothing that does not have any disadvantages. So, but this is something that can be fixed. It's a security issue, as you can see with this update with Bitcoin as well. The Taproot update here, it also resolves that issue. At least improves security. And so far, there's a lot of on-chain data that supports this, which is cool. We're going to put the links to these articles in the description if you're interested in reading more about it. Really cool stuff here is going to be in the description. Well, before we close this one out then, your final thoughts, Kenny.
Plant them seeds, plant them seeds, plant them seeds.
I agree.
That's all I can say.
Hey man, plant the seeds, be patient. Time is the ultimate equalizer. But this is what I'm going to say today, man. It's important to just spend some time just learning about crypto for everyone, because we're quickly approaching a time where it's no longer going to be okay to not understand cryptocurrency, because that would be the equivalent of not understanding money,
internet,
the dollar, right, or the money that you used to transact with every day. You need to know how to use that. And I agree, the internet as well, because you're going to need the internet to mess with blockchain. So I
feel like it reminds me of the internet days and the Microsoft operating system days, But folks
Same
are
thing,
just like,
yeah.
I don't want it. No, this is one of those things, man.
I
Because
agree.
now we're going to the next level. It's no longer on the physical layer. Now it's on the layer 2. Everything is being done on the web.
Right. I agree with that. Well, before we depart here, I would like to give you guys a reminder one more time. We are giving away. Wait, what happened? What did I do there? What happened? Before we go away, we've resolved that issue. We'd like to remind everyone one more time. We are giving away $500 worth of Cardano. $500. Once we get to 5,000 subscribers, and all you have to do is to like and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
We're going to pick two winners, $250 each. Until then, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We appreciate you spending your time with us. Until next time, Chevron Brazen out.